In this part, we will present some facts we gathered for the image of a CP in Hong Kong. We will begin with some layman understandings. One of the typical image of a CP comes from the frame internal affair, when Kelly is acting like a CP, asking the clients to lie on a non-couch, doing some talk therapy, or even hypnosis. When running a Google search on CP, it is not difficult for us to note that the image carried the same stereotype. A pretty face, dressed professionally, telling some facts about abnormal psychology in front of a media. There is a fan page called the Clinical Psychologist 2.0 in Facebook. They gathered lots of interesting facts about CP in Hong Kong. These 6 video clips are most relevant to our presentation. For example, one of the clips tells us the work of a CP as doing some clinical assessment for psychological problems, doing therapy like CBT and MBSR. Well, I think the speakers come from Hong Kong U, right? Because CBT and MBSR is some major therapeutic works that promoted by Hong Kong U. And ACP also provides some professional advice on court. Another clip tells us that Hong Kong U provided the first CP master course in Hong Kong on 1973, and Peggy Mui was one of the 5 graduates. And Peggy told us that the first job day as a CP, God was developing the WISE mental test into a Hong Kong applicable version. Those was the day when behavioralism is still a new school of thought. One of the clips raised a critical problem. There is no legislative regulations to guide the practice of CP. It is only when later on the Hong Kong Psychology Society launched a society-based registration system. And as at 2017, there were about 500 CP registered in Hong Kong. Below, we have showed that some professional bodies have tried to define the work of a CP. The first one comes from the Division of Clinical Psychology of the Hong Kong Psychological Society. There are lots of information on their member directory. For example, it showed that the CP in Hong Kong either private practice or work on an organization that is owned by the government or a NGO. You can make contact with nearly every registered CP via this page. And as indicated by this search engine, there are totally 570 registered CP in Hong Kong as of today. A more systematic definitions can be found in the health service sector. This is a PDF refined to clarify the role of a psychiatrist and a CP, and this is a translated version. There are a simple but clear definitions of both career, indicating the training need and how they deliver the services. It indicated that a CP did not prescribe medicine, and talk therapy a common technique that a CP used to treat their patient. Because the Social Welfare Department also employs CP, they also define the work of CP as such. The role defined by the SWD is no different with the health sector, and obviously the health sector's definition is more easy to understand. And the SWD introduced the term psychotherapy to the public. Some examples are named to help a client to decide whether psychotherapy is needed or not. In 2018, the councillor Lam Cheuk Ting is asking the Secretary for Food and Health how many CP are there in the government. and the table above indicates the number of CP and their distribution. We also run another Google search to see how we can become a registered CP in Hong Kong. And we learned that only Hong Kong U and CUHK provided training for clinical psychologists. The training are either in master level or doctoral level. This information page provided a good summary. The Department of Psychology of the Hong Kong U provided 3 courses to train up a CP. One of them are in the master level, and 2 of them are in the doctoral level. For the Department of Psychology of the CUHK, 1 master level training and 2 doctoral level trainings can also be found.